everyone, I'm Marie San Jose, and today we'll explore learners in other marginalized groups based on Chapter 7 of our module. This topic is close to my heart because it reminds us of our responsibility as future educators to make sure no learners is left behind. Chapter 7 examines how marginalized groups experience exclusion from mainstream education. But first, let's ask, what is marginalization? Marginalization means treating someone as less important or outside the mainstream. In education, this happens when are excluded because of who they are, where they come from, or the challenges they face. When students are marginalized, they struggle to succeed. The curriculum doesn't reflect their realities. Teachers may not understand their needs and they may be bullied or ignored. If we don't act, many drop out or feel like they don't belong. So the first one is the child laborers. Who are the child laborers? Child laborers, they are forced to work, leaving little time or energy for learning. Child laborers deprived of educational opportunities due to poverty and exhausting work conditions. The second one is the indigenous learners. Their cultures and languages are ignored in classroom and their identities and traditions are not reflected in the school system. The third one is the abused children. They suffer emotional trauma that affects concentration and performance, and it also affects their emotional and cognitive development. The fourth one is the refugees and displaced children. They live in uncertainty, they are struggle with instability, lack of access to education, and trauma from displacement. The next one is children in conflict zones. Face fear, life-threatening violence, and educational disruption. Let's take the story of Ika. Ika is an indigenous child in Luzon. She walks hours to school, is bullied for how she looks and speaks, and can't relate to what's taught. Words like apple and bus means nothing to her. Her curriculum ignores her culture. This fictional story mirrors many real ones. So, what will happen to these learners? These learners will get lower grades, poor attendance, high dropout rates, and emotional stress. This isn't because they are less capable, but because they are unsupported. As teachers, we have the power to change this. Our job is not just to teach lessons, but it's to reach learners. Let's talk about measures for step cycle that helps us include every students. The first one is open doors. Let students speak up. This creates a culture of trust and belongings. When students feel heard, especially those from marginalized backgrounds, they are more likely to engage and express their needs. It's the foundation for identifying barriers to inclusions. Meshu's second step is look closely. Analyze the feedback. Listening is not enough. Educators must carefully interpret what student shares. These steps ensures that feedback is understood in context and used meaningfully, highlighting patterns or issues that might otherwise or unnoticed. Third, We should make sense together, reflect and discuss as a group. Collaboration among teachers, students, and possibly families ensures shared understanding. Discussing feedback together promotes collective responsibility and helps find realistic, inclusive solutions. Last is take action. Create solutions with students. Inclusion becomes real when students help shape the changes that affect them. This empowers marginalized learners, fosters ownership, and increases the chances that solutions will be effective and meaningful. There is some ways we can include marginalized learners. The first one, we can use culturally relevant materials that help students see themselves reflect in the curriculum, increasing engagement and validating their identities and experiences. The second one is adjust teaching strategies for students' realities. Recognize that students come from diverse backgrounds with different needs. Flexible strategies ensures more equitable access to learning. The next one is encourage student voice, promotes empowerment and self-worth. When students can contribute ideas and opinions, they are more motivated and feel they belong. The next one is partner with families and communities. Builds a support network around the learners, involving families, strength, trust, and ensures that the student's full context is considered in education decisions. The last but not the least, provide safe and respectful environment. Without safety and respect, learning cannot thrive. This ensures that all students, regardless of background, feel valued and protected in the classroom. So, what can we do as a teachers? First, listen more, judge less, create space where everyone belongs. Let every child feel seen, heard, and valued. When I read this chapter, I realize how easy it is to overlook a child's struggle. We don't need to be perfect, but we must be intentional. If we choose to care, we can be the difference between exclusion and empowerment. Marginalized learners are not broken. They are simply unheard. Let's be the generation of educators that listens, includes, and empowers. Thank you so much for watching. Let's keep making education a space for everyone.